Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make a video today on a question that I've been asked a few times in the comment section. Basically, how do I get a Rolex? Before we get into it, I'll address a couple things in the video. I know I have a huge hole in my jeans. Every pair of jeans I own, this happens to. I always blow at the crotch. I don't know how. It happens, unfortunately. So, now that I said that, try not to stare there the entire video. If you do, I don't really care. As well as my voice, it might sound a little bit funny. I'm just getting over being sick. I had a stuffy nose and a sore throat and a little bit of a cough here and there. So you might see me drink some water throughout the video too. Sorry for that, but anyways, um, let's let's get into the video. And again, sorry, I just want to address, I haven't got a new camera. I know a few people in the comments said, I should get a new camera and the audio isn't that good. And I ramble a lot. I'm not a professional by any means. I'm not very comfortable in front of the camera as, most people are, probably as I should be. But anyways, let's get into the video. So how would you buy, say, a Submariner or a Daytona, a Pepsi, some of these hot watches that people want, like stainless Rolex watches and stuff like that. Um, Honestly, guys, like the main thing you have to do is go to your AD, show your face, get in there, and just go speak with a rep, get to know them on a personal level. Don't go in there and just kind of be unpersonable and say, hey, I want this watch, give me a call when it shows up, because it never will. They'll never give you that call. Your watch is never going to show up. You can call around the country and put your name on 100 different lists here and there, and you're probably not going to get a call back. Your best bet is to go with one AD. What I did personally is I got two Rolex 80s in my area, so I went to both of them and I kind of spoke with both reps and went around the store, introduced myself to people, and just basically tried to pick someone for myself and someone I can connect with. Went and spoke with a couple reps about different watches, because I like other watches, not just Rolex. My first watch was a Breitling. I'm a huge Omega fan, and Grand Seiko as well. So go show your interest in watches. Go find a rep that you can kind of relate with, someone who can almost be a buddy for you, and that's gonna give you a huge advantage, and it's gonna show them that you're a good person and you're not just someone out there that's gonna buy these watches and flip them and sell them, because that's pretty much the name of the game now. That's pretty much what they're trying to do, is weed out these flippers or these gray market dealers and stuff. So the first thing I would do is just go to your favorite AD, get your favorite sales rep, or your favorite Rolex representative, whatever watch you're trying to buy, and go speak with them, and just get familiar. Go show your face and let them know, hey, like I'm looking to get this watch. Don't beat around the bush. Don't say, hey, and some people will do this, but some people say, hey, I want the that lady's date just, and something that's been sitting in the case for a month or two that they'll be happy to move, and they get all excited about it, and then you say, yeah, sure, I'll buy that lady's date just, but the next Daytona that comes in, give me a call. That's not really the way they like to do business. Granted, that will happen. There is people who push watches out the back door. There's people who say, they'll bundle watches. If you buy, this unsought after Breitling or this lady's date just that doesn't sell or anything like that, we'll sell you the stainless Submariner or whatever you want. Excuse me, guys. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening. You might run into some of those guys, but don't be that guy yourself. That's not going to work 80% of the time or 90% of the time. Just go in and be yourself and let them know, hey, I want this, and hopefully you get a phone call. Now, I'm not going to say that doesn't happen. Very seldomly, though, you'll walk into an AD and you tell them I wanted just a stainless black Submariner, just Submariner date, whatever it may be, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't give you a call. You can be consistent with it if you're lucky and you did what I said, and you have, a new friend in the dealership or someone that you connect well with, and someone you know on a personal level. It could happen, and they might just say, "Hey, this is a reputable guy. I can tell he's not gonna go flip this watch," or it's something he wants to pass down generation to generation. He wants to give it to his son, or whatever it may be. Um, so generally, that's not going to happen. It's not impossible, and it does happen. I have seen it happen. I have seen people go in and buy the one watch they want. But to be honest, a lot of the times I see that it's they'll pull up in a really nice car, or they have a family name that's known around the city, and say, well, hey, sell this watch to so and so because they got money, and they'll probably come back and buy more. Whatever it is. So you might get lucky. You might get a situation where you can just pick up one of those watches and that's it. But what's most likely going to happen, and with what I did, like how I get these watches now, and again, this might not work for you, it might not work for everyone. Every AD is different, every person is different, and every sales rep you deal with is going to be different, and it's kind of up to them how they, what they're going to do with you in the future. So, basically what you're going to do is build a relationship through, again, showing your face in the store and making purchases with watches. So like I said, my first watch that I ever bought was a Breitling, and I bought it because I liked it. I got the Breitling Navitimer because I myself am training to be a pilot. So it was a watch I saw when I was younger and just fell in love with it. I love the watch, and they know that I came in there and I would look at the watch and I didn't buy it. I looked around the store and I spoke with them about watches before I knew anything, before I was really into watches. There was a time I hated watches. I wouldn't even wear one. Anyway, so I started going into the store and, speaking with them about different brands and like IWC. I was like, well, why would anyone spend that much money on this watch? It's so plain Jane. And then, I saw the Breitling Navitimer. Got, like I said, big hands, smaller wrists now that I used to. I used to work construction, and I used to be a little bit bigger, but slowing down. Anyways, so yeah, I spoke to them about the watches, went in, looked at it, loved it. Kind of picked out a color in the watch that I wanted, and I think it was like a $10,000 or like $8,000 watch at the time, and they said, hey, we'll discount the watch for you if you want it. When they were still kind of doing that. They still do it with the off brands, but it won't happen with Rolex. But anyway, so yeah, they could tell I was genuine and I really liked the watch, and I wasn't buying for resale. I'm buying things that I like, and yeah, so I ended up buying that one day, and then always kind of came in and spoke with them, and just was personable. So after a while, when I was getting more interested in Rolex, saving up my money because I didn't have a lot of money to go spend, X amount. And at this time, this was still when you could just go, you could walk in the store and buy a Submariner. And unfortunately, at that time, I wasn't even interested in them. I remember seeing a Daytona, and I was just like, yeah, I don't even like that watch. And now I would kill to have a watch like that. But anyway, so excuse me, guys, sorry. So yeah, after like going back and looking at things, I decided I wanted a two-tone bluesy, and I remember I just texted him one day, my rep, Jason was his name, and I just texted him and I was like, hey, I want this watch, I really like it, what are the odds that I could get one? And he said, you know what, we'll bring one in for you. Next one that comes in, you can have it, because we kind of knew each other at that point. I always showed my face at the store. I love my watch. I was really excited about it. I've been wearing it for, quite a while at that time. And, I would send them pictures and stuff of me flying with my watch and, whatever. So they knew I was kind of genuine, and I wasn't out there to really sell watches. And as well as when me and my wife got engaged, I actually bought my ring, or she bought my ring through them. And they treat us really well. So I'm not saying go in and spend a bunch of money stuff you don't need or want. But like if you're in the market for Valentine's Day, you're gonna buy a tennis bracelet for your wife, go to your AD, and it most of the time it's a jewelry store anyways. Buy something from them. Or if you're looking at a different watch and like, hey, I've wanted this Omega for a while, but I also want a Daytona. Go get the Omega first, and spend it where you're going to show your face and where you're going to build that relationship. That's going to help you out tremendously. That's basically what's going to do it for you. Um, and that's pretty much all you can do. Recently, I moved from Ontario to Alberta. I'm in Calgary, Alberta now, and I had to start over, and it didn't take me very long. Within a year, I bought that two-tone Datejust that I got, and then I got the black dial Submariner, the two-tone black dial, and yeah, like within a year I bought that watch. So I actually went to the AD and just looked around, and this was Christmas 2021, I think it was. Yeah, and so at that time, that's when things were really starting to disappear in the showcases. So when I went in there, they actually had some Datejust models and stuff like that, and I went in there, looked at what they had. They offered me the watch. Excuse me, sorry. And I remember I told them no. I didn't want it. It just wasn't really what I was looking for. They had a Yachtmaster there, but I didn't want to spend that much money. I think the Datejust was like $17,000 or something, which is a ton of money too. So I actually told them no, I didn't want the watch. I left, and then the next day I kind of regretted it. And I was like, you know what? I'm new here. I'm not just gonna jump right back into an AD and get the watches I want. So what can I do, right? So I called them up. Was like, hey, you know what? Let's do it. I'll take the Datejust, which I don't regret. I love the watch. Actually, I wear it more than any other watch I own. The Jubilee bracelet is so comfortable. I wear a suit every day now. I don't work construction anymore, so I wear it at work every day. It fits under my cufflink. It's perfect. And yeah, it turns out to be like an amazing watch, and I love it, and I don't regret buying it at all. But I like it. I didn't buy it just to buy it. And then they put me on the list for a couple watches that I want. My Grail watch is a Pepsi. That's something I love. Again, another kind of, I don't want to say pilot's watch because you'll very seldomly find that watch on a pilot's wrist, but I personally love it. Red's my favorite color. I love the black dial with the blue. Like it's a great watch. It's on that Jubilee, which is really comfortable. So anyways, and they just straight up told me, they're like, you're not going to see that watch for a little, that's going to be down the road, is what they said. My rep, Teresa is her name, she said, that's going to be down the road. No problem. They actually gave me a call when I bought the two-tone Submariner. They're like, hey, we have a watch here if you want it. And I showed up, and it happened to be that sub. So I thought about it, and I was like, well, yeah, I wear a lot of black. I haven't been wearing the bluesy too much because I find I have a lot of blue watches. Like I have some cheap blue watches that I won't make a video on because you guys don't really care about those. And then the Breitling, obviously, and stuff like that, and the other blue watch. So I wear a lot of blue watches, but I also wear a lot of black. So I was like, you know what, I will get the the black two-tone sub, and I ended up wearing that one when I bought it, like every day. It was like my everyday watch. It got extremely scratched up, and I don't regret buying it. I really like that watch. It's an awesome one, but again, I didn't buy it just to buy it. So hopefully soon in the near future here, I can get the the Rolex I really really want, which is the that Pepsi. Now, that being said, I just want to let you guys know I'm kind of done playing this Rolex game. I don't like it. In the past couple months, it's just kind of turned me off. I actually got a phone call from my rep or a text or something saying, "Hey, are you still looking for a wife for your watch for your wife?" And you know what, I am. I want to get her a nice Datejust, but it kind of puts me off that it's Not that they're so hard to get. I understand. I'm no one special. You know, I don't come from money or anything like that. Like I said, when I was buying all these watches, I worked construction. You know, I owned a renovation company. I wasn't like this big fancy whatever. I dress like this. You know, the fanciest thing I'm wearing right now is a Rolex hat, which you can tell I don't wear because it's still completely white. I just didn't want to like make my hair look good for the video, so I just threw a hat on. Um, but anyways, yeah. So I'm just kind of sick of it, because going in there, you can see some of these like more these wealthier people here that have never really purchased a watch, or like just kind of you everyone knows their name, and like they come from money whatever, and they walk in there and like, hey, I want a Pepsi, and they get one, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of bull, because I've spent some money here and whatever, but because of who they are, they're gonna get the watch, or um, you know, he's got the money to spend $150,000 on a like a day date or something. You know what I mean? And just because of something like that, they're like, oh yeah, you can get the watch you want. So that's kind of turned me off here. So if I get a phone call for the watch I want, awesome. Like great. I'll pick it up, and that will be it for me in Rolex. I'm more into Omega and like the other watches anyways. Kind of going back to my roots, not with cheaper watches. It's not a price thing. It's just like Omega makes an amazing watch and an amazing movement. These things are bulletproof, and they're great looking watches. And they're a little bit they're not as loud as wearing a Rolex. You go around and everyone sees your watch, and to be honest, most people think it's fake anyways. Most people are they they say, hey, like, can I see the watch, and like they want to pick it up and stuff like that, just to make sure it's legitimate. So when you're walking around wearing a Rolex, nobody really thinks it's real anyways, other than your friends and family and stuff like that, people who know you. But that shouldn't be the point of it anyways. You shouldn't wear a watch because you want people to think you have money, or for people to think a certain way about you. You shouldn't be buying them to flip either. It just ruins it for guys like me, and guys who actually want to buy these watches and pass them down to their kids, or they want a yacht master because they have a yacht, or they actually go diving and want to use these submariners when they dive and stuff. So yeah. Anyways, that being said, thank you guys. I appreciate you sitting here listening to me rambling. Um, in the future, I apologize right now to all my subscribers because I haven't been uploading a lot. But in the future, when I do upload, I think it's going to be different content. I might do like more vlogs and stuff like that, more like not day in the life, but just kind of messing around and stuff like that. I'm going to get away a little bit from the watch videos because they're kind of boring in my opinion. I know that's my fault. I know I make them boring, but yeah, I might refilm them in the future or something, try and make better videos and stuff. If you guys want to see anything, let me know. Just say, hey Troy, like, let's see this or let's see that. If I can do it, if I'm comfortable with it, I'll do it. And like I'm happy to bring you guys content, and hopefully one day I don't have to go to work and I can sit here and do this. Maybe I'll sit here and try and figure out how to edit this video. If I can, awesome. If not, you guys are going to see it raw like you have been with all my other videos. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks so much.